Hi friends, welcome to Spoonful. My name is Lauren, and today I am chopping up some lemons to get them into the freezer for later in the year. I thought it would be an excellent time to do the answers to Q&A that I received and give you guys a little intro about myself. All right, gotta get. These are organic lemons that I picked up from Azure Standard. That was at the beginning of my grocery haul. And then I have an old-fashioned lemon or citrus juicer. This will go a heck of a lot faster if you have something automatic, and I don't at the moment. And my mom, she's saying she has one, but she, I guess, likes to watch me suffer because she always says it after I juice all these lemons each year. And then when I ask for it beforehand, she's like, what? I don't have a juicer? Mother. We need a conversation on what a juicer is. Nonetheless, one question I received was, what do I like to do? What are my hobbies? One hobby I have is studying foreign languages and cultures. I grew up learning a couple different languages before I settled on Japanese in 6th grade. So at 10 years old, 11 years oldish, I began to study the Japanese language. And that was something that I did all the way through college and after college, and even to this day. You will find myself, when I get a moment of time, of actually sitting down and learning a new verb, learning how to conjugate that verb, applying it to sentence structure. And if you saw some of my videos on what I teach my little one, I teach him Japanese also, to the best of my ability. One day, my good friends are going to have to take over and correct whatever I messed up on. But right now, he is on the basics, and I know the basics, so I shall share what I know. Another thing I love to do is read. I like to read mystery, not thrillers. I'm not huge into like thriller type books, more of mystery, who done it, who stole it. I do like some fiction books that are related to like past events, time movement books, those kind where like you're in 1930 and then now you're in 1998 and then you fast forward to 2026, and I like books like that. If it's not well written, I will quit because I don't like being confused when I read. But I do like those kind of books. The third thing that I probably say I like to do is anything related to being outside. Camping. Let's see. I don't mind going fishing with people. I fished quite a bit growing up. I wouldn't say quite a bit. I fished often enough to know how. And I just rather read while I'm on the water than to actually hold the rod and fish. But yes, I love camping, pitching that tent, just sitting in the woods with my campfire with a good book. That is my favorite summertime. As a matter of fact, we will be sharing some of those summer adventures in the family. I like to swim. My brother is much better at it than I. But our whole family are water people. We love being by the water, in the water. So that's pretty much the gist of who I am. Being a wife and a mother, it was very eye-opening in the beginning part of our marriage to talk about what our roles were going to be for each other. And one thing that my husband said was, he was like, I want you to be the kind of mom that, and he described all these different things he would like for me to be. And I was like, oh, okay, so the Pinterest mom, the crafty Pinterest mom who can cook in the kitchen. And so here we are, almost 20 years later, and what have I become? The crafty Pinterest mom. I have more Pinterest fails than successes, but definitely the crafty Pinterest mom who throw down in the kitchen. And my specialty, not necessarily is the cooking part as much as it is making sure that my family eats local, natural food. So just like these lemons, I focus on local food. I would like for, sorry, the seeds are getting stuck in the little crevices. It is super windy outside. I was going to film this outside since it was all pretty. My nature loving child is out there. He's outside, probably blowing away. I mean, it's so bad my door is opening and shutting. That's how strong the wind is right now. So you guys wouldn't have been able to hear me. But so just like these lemons, I wanted to make sure that my family ate local. And it wasn't until after I spent so many years overseas and traveling to different countries that I realized how much American food is not local. And now that if you're watching this in 2025, you're starting to realize that too when you see prices of food going up. And you realize, oh, we don't grow that here. Oh, only part of that comes from America. The rest of that comes from another country. You name it. It's shocking people left and right. And I learned that back in 2005, 2006. And when I came back to the States in 2008, I knew I needed to make a change. And I needed to not eat so much food or have my diet dependent on what in the world is grown outside our country, but more or less was grown right here locally in our own country. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and get some more lemons cleaned off. So one of the ways that I realized that we ate so much from another country was through proteins and through produce. So the produce was so easy to fix, especially in the summertime. I just went down to the local farmer's market, asked them where their farm was, got their address, Googled it, and looked them up from that state's Department of Agriculture. Went back the next weekend and brought for them, and I just stuck with that one or two farmers. Every time I moved or had a new place or a new farmer's market to visit, I did the exact same thing. And that's why I learned to preserve and save all kinds of produce so that I can eat it past winter. After all, when you come from a freezing cold place like Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, where you're going to spend more than 6 months in a non-growing season, that means food is not growing, you need to do your best to preserve as much as possible. And so my great-grandmother was alive for quite a number of years of my life. Matter of fact, she didn't pass until after about 6-7 months after I got married. And when she passed, I was there at her house for that week, talking to her and getting questions answered and just picking her brain. And I had done that. I was there for almost a month before she passed, trying to get all kinds of questions answered. I was more asking in the realm of, hey, I'm newly married, what do I do? And she answered all her questions with the same frame of mind. Get what you need, then get what you want. And my great grandfather, her husband, he always told my mom that too. Get what you need, not what you want. And so that has transformed to not only learning how to can, I learned that as a little kid from my grandmother, but then learning how to can food for the winter, preserving what you have, taking care of that need before you dive into all your wants. And that's sort of the mantra of why I do what I do. So I had a few friends that kind of paid attention to what I was doing with the canning and preserving. And they asked, what in the world? What are you doing when you're not working? How come you only work a few months out the year? I'm a tax accountant. And I said that I spend my summers preserving food, growing food, putting it up, just like our ancestors always have. And they thought I was nuts. But here we are, nearly 20 years later, driving in another generation of taking care of what we need and not what we want. And once learning how to get what we need and get it quicker, then we get to take care of what we want. Yeah, but so I have a couple friends that were quite interested in how in the world I do what I do. And so that's when I started to take over my husband's Instagram and YouTube. It's like, let me share this so they can get this information and I don't have to repeat it 10 times. And eventually my husband kicked me off and said, get your own. And that's why I have this channel. Because it seems like common knowledge for those of us in the homesteading community to take this lemon and consume it in all variety of ways. But it's not normal. It's not natural. You have to be taught to use these things. Waste not, want not. So what I'm doing now is what I do all year long. We're juicing this lemon. So I'm getting good use of the inside. How we're going to use this, we love lemonade in the summer. We mix it with watermelon juice, strawberry juice. I even puree peaches and add lemon juice to it, sugar water. Oh, peach lemonade. Oh, so good, y'all. So good. And then after I'm done juicing all of these 10 pounds of lemons, I'm going to take out the pith. And I'm going to cut these halves into a half and lay them on my dehydrator. Then I will dry them out and using a blender or a food processor, turn them into lemon powder or lemon rind powder. We're going to use it at the end of the summer when our thyme plants are in, and we're going to make lemon thyme basil salt. I made it maybe 3 years ago, 2021 or 2022 summer, and my family loved it. And so every year I keep making more and more. First I made like 2 ounces for everybody. Last year I think I made 8 ounces for everybody. And then this year everybody's like, can you make like a big jar? 16 ounces of that seasoned salt? Are y'all kidding me? So that's the plan, and that's how my life is, and that's what I'm sharing, is how to take something like this and make so many uses out of it. You saw my last video where I turned grocery store mushrooms into cream of mushroom sauce so that we can have that all year. So that's our goal here on this channel. That's what I plan on doing and sharing with you guys all the time, is how to preserve for the future, how to enjoy right now, eating locally, getting this stuff first from your town, next from your city or the surrounding cities and towns, your state, reaching out to the next neighboring state or region, staying within your own country, and if you have to, go for something that comes from another country. But trust me, what you love, what you can preserve, I'm pretty sure you can get locally. Search high, search low, and preserve it. So I still have more lemons to do. My goal is to get probably about 1.5 quarts. Probably about 1.5 quarts of lemon juice and preserve it for the summer. So tell me guys below, who are you? What's your name? Why do you drop by? Why are you so interested in preserving food Is it a new hobby? Is it a skill you're acquiring? Is it a lifestyle you're changing to? Or you just happen to stumble upon my channel and figuring out what in the world this girl's doing. Nonetheless, I'm so glad you dropped by. Thank you. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.